First, start out by writing your name and your class code so we know whose art it is. We can get it back to you. Go ahead and outline the shapes you want to paint and fill them like this. This purple paint's a little bit transparent, so I'm going to go over it a couple times like this, do it the opposite way. And now I'm going to outline a circle and fill that in as well. Now I'm going to wash my brush in between each color so the colors in my tray stay really nice. Looking for the right color, go with blue. I'm going to outline a rectangle and fill it in. Think about another shape. And notice how it's okay to touch the shapes to each other and even overlap a little. Going to wash the brush again to use the next color. Notice how the colors kind of go together. And oh, by the way, I'm not painting that fast. It is sped up now. You might notice how dirty my water was getting, so I went and dumped it and got fresh water, see? And wash my brush. Try to get some of the extra liquid off when I do. See how I brush it on the side? Wash, wash, wash. I wash my brush not just to keep the colors in the tray really nice, but also if you look at the artwork itself, the colors are pretty great. Even though they mix with the ones next to each other, they stay pretty nice. And look, new fresh water again. All right, I'm starting a new one with a new name and class code. And I'm going to fill it with shapes. I outline them first, and then I fill them with paint. So this is just another example of the same kind of thing. The only difference is when I finish the shapes, then I just go in and fill the background, not with shapes, but with a silver. Wash the working surface. And now, instead of outlining, we're just going to paint the shape directly on. Now, this is the way I actually paint a lot of the time, is instead of outlining it, I'll just paint the shape directly on with vertical and horizontal lines like this. Oh, washing my brush so I can get my next color. And I dry it off because this brush has a lot of liquid in it. I'm going to go for the gold, and I'm making another square. Just directly on without outlining it. It's pretty fun. I'm speeding it up, washing my brush, drying it. Rectangle, triangle, random, awesome. It's pretty fun. Just explore. You might notice my paint is getting a little bit messy, so I'm getting new water. See how nice those colors are on the artwork when you keep the brush nice and clean and the water nice and clean. All right, I'm going to wash my working surface, write my name and class code again. All right. I'm going to do something similar to last time, but instead of doing a bunch of different shapes with different kinds of lines, I'm going to do all vertical lines. This is pretty fun and it looks pretty cool. You can make pretty much any shape you want with a bunch of vertical lines. This is regular speed, washing my brush. Get all the extra liquid off of it. All right, next color. Vertical lines, creating shapes, fit together in interesting and weird ways. Wash my brush, get the extra liquid off. All right, next color, a little bit of white. Mixes with the colors next to it, but since my brush is clean, that's all it does. These are all cool colors except for the white, which is the value. And now I'm adding a warm color in that magenta. Washing the brush really carefully because if those colors mix, they'd make a brown, which is fine if you want a brown, but I don't. I wash my brush again. Find places for my paint, wash my brush. Wash it again so I can get another color. and creating shapes all over the place. These are, pretty cool, pretty fun. Washing my brush again. Oh, replacing the water because it is pretty dirty and then it doesn't work as well. Going in with some of those last little spots. I'm trying to get rid of all of the unpainted space to make it look really full and finished. You don't always have to do that, but it does help. Okay, and then I'm going to clean my working surface. Okay, writing my name and my class code. This is observational drawing, so I'm going to use this image on my computer to look and find shapes and then paint them onto my paper. You can see this is the triangle in the upper right hand roof. Doing the shape now. This is the lower triangle, the left roof. Here I'm doing the middle roof right there. Notice the colors aren't the same. I'm just trying to get the shapes. I see a square there, and a rectangle here. I look closely and I also see a triangle here and one here, kind of with some nice details. Going to go in and paint the shapes I see that create the details on the porch. And I'm going to fill in the shape of the windows, just a brush stroke. There's my door and my windows back there, just playing with colors. I'm going to redo some of those details of the porch to make it look a little bit more like the image, though you can tell the colors are not the same. Outlining the windows. Now I'm just going to add some of the background details I see. You can make yours up or you can look at the image that you have, whatever you want to do. And I'm taking artistic liberties by making a blue sky, even though the picture is white. Add some more details from the image that I have. All right, there we go. Finished and cleaning my working surface, taking care of our studio.